Probably the earliest memory we have of going to Dublin is Dad taking us and making a couple of days of it. But whenever you were there, whether you're watching or riding, the atmosphere is amazing. And I think that's what pushed us to do it more, was like, right, we want to come here next year and bring a pony.
The first time we went to Dublin, we definitely weren't going there with the expectation of coming home with the first place rosette. Our main aim the first time we went there was just to get around the track, get through the finish post, and anything that came after that was a bonus. And actually, it's in an innocent way, you can sometimes miss that because you go back now with an expectation that you have to get a result, whereas it's almost nice back then when you were just going for the love, just to take part, and just, oh my goodness, how unbelievable it is to go and just ride in Dublin with your pony and expect nothing else.
Yeah. My name is Charlotte Smiley.
And I'm Kathryn Smiley, Charlotte's big sister.
And we live here in Carrickfergus in County Antrim. This year for the show we have 3 ponies qualified. We have 2 in the 4 and 5-year-old class, Blake Hill Zara and Ridden Connemara. And in the over 17 Connemara ridden we have Eastlands Jollybrae. Ridden Connemara is by Glencarrignite. We qualified at Tullylish and she's owned by Porrig and Nicola Hainu. She has been very successful in hand last year, and this year they wanted her to do a bit of stuff under saddle.
We first got into ponies from a young age. We've had a pony here from I was maybe 5 or 6. We had our first pony, Silver Birch, and we both learnt on him. Dad and Mum, neither of them are horsey, but they always wanted a nice hobby for us to be involved in, and as he would say, it keeps you out of trouble. And we've made some lovely friends through it, so we're very grateful he pushed us down that path. But we did all different stuff really. We did pony club, cross country, riding club, all the different bits, but it wasn't really until I was 14 that we got over to the working hunter showing side of things. And yeah, I started with that with a pony called Lenamore Mojo, and I would say he probably
changed it for us.
Yeah, he probably was the one that was like, right, we found our niche, this is actually I think what we're going to do and try and focus on. So
I started in the starter stakes and worked my way up, and I got to about the 14-handers and I was like, I don't think this jumping's really for me. And then that's how I got into showing ponies. We had show ponies, show hunter ponies, but our main love is the NMM ponies, and especially Connemara's.
We also have Blake Hill Zara in the 4 and 5-year-old class, a very much last minute plan, and we were in a position where we have 2 ponies in the same class, so we've very luckily got Rebecca Penny over to ride her this year. She is by Glencarrig Camelot and is out of Dexterline Pondy mare. We had Camelot here a while back, and he had a beautiful temperament, and he's definitely passed that on to her. And she went to the last qualifier very much rather ill prepared, and it was her good temperament and that got her through it, to be honest, because she only had about 10 days riding before we went to that last qualifier, and there was 47 ponies there, so it was a big ask for a green pony to do it. So there's lots of prep now to get her ready for Dublin, and we're very excited about her for the future. I saw her as a 2-year-old at her breeders, Cian Gagan, down in Cong. We've been friendly with Cian a long time now, and I've always loved his ponies, and we're very much kind of on the same page in terms of what we like in a pony, and we have had quite a few for him over the years, and it's actually lovely now to have one of his own now that we can bring on, and we're really proud of her, and he's excited for her future as well. Our first major success was almost by accident, and I would say that was after that day we were like, oh, I don't think we're maybe that bad at this, you know. But it was, we had a beautiful Welsh Section B pony that we'd imported actually from Holland, which Dad actually bought over the phone with his credit card. And this pony actually got lost for quite a while and we couldn't find him, and the transporter lost him, but he eventually came and everything was fine, and we brought him down to a show. Again, non-horsey parent, nothing done properly, no membership done, went into this class and your man's like, here, make sure you've got the membership done. So Dad paid him as the pony went into the gate, and didn't even realise it was an Olympia horse show qualifier, and we were like, oh sure, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? Anyway, went in and managed to win it at 11 years of age against all these people who've been gunning for this qualifier their whole lives, and we were like happy-go-lucky in we came. But after that, and then we got to Olympia, and oh my goodness, watching Charlotte walk in those big doors, I was like, oh my goodness. And I say that was nearly like the drug, that I was like, okay, we need to get more ponies to do this, and this is like,
we enjoy this life.
We'd almost set ourselves a bar that we wanted to try and stay on then forever. But yeah, I would say that was our major starting point. And
yeah, he was the start of it for us. We won Supremes, we were Northern Ireland, we won and went Supreme at Northern Ireland Festival,
National Balmoral,
I was at the old Balmoral,
and I mean countless IPS shows. Like, he was almost a pony that as a child you would dream about, that they would never, like, I remember seeing the picture of him on the internet, and it was like something from a postcard. You're like, there's no way we could ever own a pony like this. And I think, when he came, it was just unbelievable. And when he came, he was a stallion, and we had to geld him because Charlotte actually wasn't old enough to ride a stallion at the point. So there was a lot of hoops to jump through before we actually got there, but he was so worth it, and he was, yeah. At last, but by no means least, we have Eastlands Jollybrae.
He is by Eastlands Jollybrae out of Eastlands Dunrose. He is Scottish bred. He's a 6-year-old gelding, and last year he won and was champion at Dublin Horse Show.
You buy these ponies and you obviously see something in them, and you think, gosh, you secretly have somewhat of a high expectation for them. You have other ones you go, they'll be okay. From day dot, I always thought there was something special in Jolly, and we kind of nursed him along the whole way in preparation for a day like what he produced last year, and we very much set him up for the year. He went to England and he did 3 shows over there where he won and went champion, and it was kind of my aim was that would he ever make it into the Horse and Hound one to watch, and he did. And I was like, right, okay. So that was one little thing ticked off my kind of list of things that I wanted Jolly to do in 2025. And he came home and he qualified for Dublin. That was another one ticked off the list. And I was like, oh my goodness. The last one on the list was, gosh, could he ever win Dublin? And I mean, he did. And the fact then that he went on and went champion was just the icing on the cake, really. Like, that wasn't expected, especially when you're on a novice pony in his first ever year. Like, Dublin was his 5th show that year, and like, to go in and beat stallions and open ponies and ponies that have been there 100 times more than he has, it was really, really special.
Once you get the go round over you, you're like, right, okay, we're okay. And then we got pulled in top, and it was like, oh, here we go. What are they going to ask me to do? And then they gave us a set show last year, and I went and I done it, and that was good. And Kathryn didn't actually come in and groom for me last year. Sarah, the girl that had him in England, came in. So then I think that made me feel a wee bit more like I'm okay, but at the same time, why is she standing outside? Why is she not coming in?
Yeah, that was actually different. Like, but maybe you shouldn't really do things like that at a show of that magnitude. Let's change it up. Like, I've groomed for Charlotte for her whole entire life, but actually for the first time ever, I was so
You were nervous. She wouldn't even come to the sideline. She was like, no.
I was making her more nervous because I was like, but just be careful, and be careful, and be careful, and watch you might speak at that, or watch you might look at that, or watch, and then wait for your canter. And she was like, would you just stop? Stop. I realised then, I was like, I'm actually making her nervous, so I need to.
And I wouldn't be nervous going in. And she was faffing. And I was like, Kathryn, go away. Just go away. And then I think it hit you that it was like, right, okay, I'm really. So you actually you didn't even walk round with me. You walked round to the ring yourself.
Yeah.
So to win and then to go champion, it was like, oh wow, this does happen. Because our first ever win at Dublin was in 2022 with Craig Duff Ranger, and that was like, oh my word, like we've done it, like.
I know, and then to think, oh, should you ever be able to do it again? But
you know, like to win there is very hard. It is hard to win there, but to go back and do it so quickly, it was like, oh right, okay, here we go. So, you know, you're sort of, the pressure is a wee bit on nearly for this year because they're looking at you to see what you have or what you're doing, but all you can do is go in and try your best. And
from the rest of us, we will see you tomorrow. Thank you very much.
Oh, we get on all right. No, we get on really well.
No, we are. We're a really good team. And actually, I guess I was almost like, and actually this isn't the paper loads that I am Charlotte's mum. I'm definitely not her mum, but I've had to act like her mum because her mum is not horsey at all. And, you know, from quite a young age, I've had to play that role. But no, we get on really well. And even if there's something we don't really agree on,
and just walk away from each other and then just come back again.
And then we'll have another little discussion about it, and we normally end up on the same page, and we kind of are on the same page most of the time. Everything is different, yeah. No, totally. Like, I'm organised and a planner, and the one that does all the entries, the one that does all the paperwork, all that stuff.
I just show up. No, I don't.
No, she definitely plays her part.
Like, I do all the washing. I can't cope. That's my job. I can't cope her washing, even her mucking out, but she does it.
Oh, should I not go if I'm not going? Come on. I started dog grooming business 10 years ago, and it was tricky to find something whenever I'd finished school that you can sort of work alongside the horses, something that's flexible, something that lets you get away at the weekend. And Charlotte has joined me now in that the last 4 or 5 years.
It got so busy that Kathryn was like, I think you should just go and get trained. And I was like, right, okay. So I went and got trained up, and I have not looked back ever since. We are so busy, from small dogs to big dogs to hard grooms to easy grooms. Everything comes here. Everything. We usually do Monday to Friday, some Saturdays if we're not got horses or whatever going.
Alongside the dogs, I also teach P1 on a Monday and Tuesday just at a local school, and it's nice. It gives you sort of a different side because the dog grooming's you're on your own, so just me and Charlotte, so it's nice you kind of get out and it's a bit more sociable, and you know, it's a nice balance between the two.
Most people only know us with having Connemara's, but we've had a lot of different NMMs here. Copley Lane Ringo, he is 19 and he is a Dales pony. He is owned by Bernadette Lyons. We've had him for 10 years now. Merlin has qualified for Hoys 7 times. He has won the Highland 3 times in a row. He's been supreme at Northern Ireland Festival 3 times. BAM World Champion for the NMMs. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of classes over here for them, so that's why we go to the UK. Well,
I rode right up until I was 21 competitively. Like I've ridden at Horse of the Year show, I've ridden at Dublin, I've ridden at Balmoral, I've won at Balmoral and lots of big events. And I also play hockey, and I play hockey for Belfast Harlequins. I played there for 15, 16 years. I've played hockey in Holland for a year, and I've played representative level hockey, and I still to this day play in an All-Ireland league. And I guess I was somewhat able to get my competitive fix elsewhere. We also eventually caught up in classes, so Charlotte and me were competing in the same class together, which management wise was somewhat tricky, as Dad was just very much a pony holder and I was groom, rider, show organiser, secretary, personal assistant, the whole shebang, and it just became a little bit messy, and I guess we were trying to do too much, and I think it impacted the results. And I am obsessed with getting them ready and grooming them and doing I love all the background bit, and I love looking back and seeing, oh, like we can do this a bit better, or, you know, presentation wise, where Charlotte doesn't particularly love that side of it just as much, but loves this, like the getting into the ring and riding. But I was kind of happy enough to stand at the wings, and actually to this day there's not really any part of me that misses it. Like, I'm very much content, and I love watching Charlotte ride, and I get a real thrill out of her success as much as she does, as if I was in there myself. So it's sort of, I'm able to balance both sides.
Kathryn will definitely tell you the truth. Definitely. She'll, whether it's been good or bad, I always put my thumbs up or thumbs down and look at her for approval after I do a show pace. Even we just know each other so well that, like, she knows what I like and I know what she likes, or if someone was going to help me out and she'd be like, oh no, you can't do that, or
we almost have this secret, like, communication.
We just,
like
we don't even have to speak.
Little hand signals at the sides. We know exactly, like nobody else would know exactly what it means, but I know exactly, or she knows when I'm telling her to overtake or slow down or faster or move it forward.
Yep.
Yeah. There's like sign language going on at the sidelines.
Yeah. No, you're always like, even whenever I walk into the ring, I don't really care who's around the ring or whatever, but I always have to make sure I always find Kathryn. I'm like, where is she? Just to make sure that I'm doing the right thing.
I tend to identify myself.
Yeah.
I'll just be like, I'm over here, just so she'll know when she's coming past. And like every time you go past, you'll check in and be like, is that fast enough, slow enough?
Yeah, there's always a check-in.
Every lap.
Or I could be giving abuse back. It just depends.
And half the time I actually don't tell her anything. It's almost just like a little nod of reassurance. It's almost just like, yeah, it's going
Especially
okay.
whenever you're going in around, some of them rings are crazy busy, and whenever you're trying to nurse a 4 or 5 year old pony round that have never been too many places, you know, like you're so focused on the pony that Kathryn could be like, look behind you, you've plenty of room, you know, or it just be silly things, you know, you're just so worried about the pony or someone overtaking or whatever that you're like, okay, and then it's like, go behind, or, you know, just silly stuff like that.
Yeah.
Helps.
We're heading down on Wednesday evening this year, and normally we only have 1 pony, but this year we've got 3 ponies, but actually that means our lorry only carries 2, and so Dad's going to have to come down and convoy it as well. So there'll be lots of hands on deck, lots of washing, lots of prep.
But we're looking forward to Dublin 2026.